Oh, this what they've been waiting on? Ha ha ha. It's the Gringo and Tom Show. Let's go. It's the Gringo and Tom Show. Y'all ready to go? Late night sports talk. Y'all ready to go? Gringo be hitting his points. Tom coming in and he won't disappoint. They be swinging for the fences and striking you out. Yeah. Now let's see what this is all about. Let go. It's the Gringo and Tom Show. Y'all ready to go? It's the Gringo and Tom Show. Y'all ready to go? Ready to go. River ready to go. It's the Gringo and Tom Show. Y'all ready to go? Hey, it's starting right about now.
Well, there we go. It's the Gringo and Tom Show, episode number 2. Here we go with my boy Tom. How you doing, Tom, today?
Everyone?
All right. Let's get this going.
Yeah.
Let's start off with some Yankees predictions.
Heck
How
yeah.
does that sound for you, Tom?
Sounds like a blast, bro.
All right. I didn't mention this beforehand, but my name is Gringo, and that is Tom over there. This is the Gringo and Tom Show. So, we're going to talk about some Yankees. We're going to talk Yankees. Right now we're talking about Yankee stuff. We're going to talk about some Mets, some Phillies, some Red Sox as well. But yeah, let's get things going with our first storyline, which is talking about the predicted lineup for the Yankees, along with what we think the players are going to produce for this 2021 season. Let's start off with DJ LeMahieu. We have some interesting stats for DJ LeMahieu, along with 20 home runs, 75 RBIs, and a batting average of .303. What do you think, Tom, about that prediction? What do you think about it?
Yeah, that's pretty solid, man. I think he's going to continue to do that. I think he could go a bit better than that even. I think the 20 home runs are reasonable. I mean, last year he went crazy with the home runs. He was going the other way, Yankee Stadium. I mean, good things happen when you're hitting it to the right field, Yankee Stadium. But this guy, he's proven that he can really crush it. And hitting the ball the other way, he's like Derek Jeter, man. It's a recipe for success. I think he might do better than that, which is crazy, but that's what I think. I think he's going to do better than that even.
Machine. That's all you have to say.
Heck yeah.
Machine.
The machine.
Now, so that was so what you guys don't know is that was a prediction according to a very reliable website that talks about Yankees baseball. So
yeah, dude.
I feel that DJ for this season, he's going to have about 15 to 16 home runs. He will average about a 320 to 325 batting average. And in terms of RBIs, I think he's going to have about 82 RBIs. That's what I think. What do you think, Tom? Do you think that little stretching it too much, or in terms of home runs, you think that's not that much? You think he could add a little more?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough to figure out how many RBIs he's going to hit with that lineup. Everybody can hit. So RBIs are going to be all over the place, but I think that's a reasonable number. I think he's probably going to hit like 310, 320. So I think you're right on the money with that. I think he's going to hit over 20 homers again. I know the ball's getting deadened, but he's just got that opposite field stroke. I saw it again in spring training. This guy, his swing's tailor-made for Yankee Stadium. He's probably going to hit 20 home runs again. That's something I would bet on if he stays healthy. 20 home runs again.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
One thing though is that for this prediction, what I don't like is the fact that it says that he's gonna have 95 runs. I think that's an understatement. I think he's gonna at least get the 100 run mark. He's gonna score at least 100 times, but I think this is just me. I think he's probably gonna have like a 110 to 115 range in terms of runs scored.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think it's also tough to predict the runs because everyone's so good in that lineup, but he's at the top of the lineup, so you'd expect him to score the most runs, of course. So I think you're right on the money with that. I don't see why he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Fair point, man. Fair point.
Yeah. Thank you. So now we're gonna talk about the number 2 man, Aaron Judge.
My
So
boy.
obviously, he's had some injuries these last couple of years. But the predictions, according to rotochamp.com, he's going to have 36 home runs, 88 RBIs, and a batting average of 258. I'm going to start off first, and then I'll defer it to you, Tom.
Yeah, okay.
The 258 batting average, that's really low. I do not think he's gonna have a batting average of 258. Considering these last couple of years he's averaged at least 275 and above. Like I just don't believe that 258 of a batting average is gonna be like he's gonna be that bad in terms of getting on base and hitting for singles and doubles. He's not just a home run guy. The 36 home runs, I think he's going to have, if he stays healthy, this is a big if, he's going to have about 42 to 45 home runs. That's what I think. And in terms of RBIs, I'm thinking of like about 95 to 100 and 105 around there.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good prediction for Judge. I mean, you got to understand that when they say that his batting average is going to be lower, I think they're saying it's going to be lower because they don't understand that Judge is a freak, that he's so good that they try and say that he's going to get worse, but he hits the ball so dang hard, just like Giancarlo. It's hard to predict him, so I think you're right. I think his batting average is going to be better than that. I think it's just that they think he gets lucky, but it's not luck. He just hits the ball so freakishly hard. And then I think the home runs, you're right on the money too. This guy's just, if he stays healthy, he's got so much power. Power to all fields. Doesn't matter where he's playing. I know he's got better numbers at Yankee Stadium than on the road. It's kind of like fluctuated a little bit, but he hits home runs anywhere you play. And RBIs, I think that's a fair number. I think he's going to go over 100 if he stays healthy. And yeah, I can't wait to see what he can do. He's my favorite Yankee right now, as you remember from last episode.
Yes.
Here comes the Judge.
Here comes the Judge. But one thing to note, though, is according to RotoChamp, he's only going to have, well, this is their predicted, 484 at-bats, which is really low for, this type of player. I think they're probably putting in the fact that since he is injury-prone, they're taking the under in terms of batting out of how many at-bats he'll have.
They do that. They see a player gets injured or misses some games every year. They put that into projections. It's fair. I don't know if he's actually going to play all the games, but I think the amount of at-bats they have him for, how many does it say? I think that's about fair.
The amount of 484.
That's about fair. I think he gets about 500. I think he's gonna have like some sort of a minor injury, I think, but yeah. I think he's gonna be better in terms of health. I think he'll be better.
Fair point, yeah. Which brings us to the third man, Aaron Hicks. So, according to this website, it says he's going to have 21 home runs, 71 RBIs, and a batting average of 237. Tom, what do you think about this? First impressions.
Ooh, I love it, man. I think that's just about what he's going to do if you give him the opportunity to stay on the field. He doesn't have tons of power, but as we said, he can hit the ball to the pole side when he's batting left-handed super well. He loves Yankee Stadium. He's going to walk a lot, so that's going to pad his other numbers like runs. I think batting him third's a little bit controversial. Some people like it, some people don't, but I'm in favor of it because he gets on base a lot, and I think putting him before the bigger hitters, I think that's a good thing to do. Because he'll get on base and then they could just drive him in. So I'm all for that. I think Hicks is going to be good. 20 home runs might be a little soft too. I think he might do better than that, but we'll see.
We'll see. I think he's, in my opinion, in terms of home runs, obviously they're short porch. I'm thinking he's going to have like about between 23 to 25 home runs. And And in terms of RBIs, I think he's going to have about between 65 to about 80. I know that's like, the range is 15
That's fair.
RBIs
That's fair.
difference, but the low is 60. I think he's capable of that at the least, the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're both in agreement that he's gonna have a solid season. And like you said with Judge, they with these predictions they put in that the at bats is gonna be less given the fact that there might be injuries given Hicks's injury prone these last couple of years, because it says at bats he's only gonna have 472. That's what they think.
I think that's a fair number. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, let's move it right along.
Right.
Who we got next?
All right. We got the cleanup man, Giancarlo Stanton, the DH over here. 35 home runs, 93 RBIs, and a batting average of 340. Oh, no. Sorry. I was looking at OPS. That was going to be an outrageous amount if he had a 349 batting average.
Be wild, man.
254 batting average. That's what they predict. So 254, 35 dingers, 93 RBIs. What do you think, Tom?
I think that's right on the money. I think if he stays healthy, he could push on 50 home runs. But, we've seen him play a full season. Him at his not best. So, like 2018, that wasn't him at his best. He was still pretty darn good. He still hit 40-plus home runs. I think he hits close to 50 if he's healthy again. And I also think that, he'll pile up the RBIs, and Hicks is going to help him out with that because he'll get on. And Judge also, because Judge gets on base a ton. Judge knows how to walk. So, I expect big things from Giancarlo. About you?
I love it. I have a really big prediction right now.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Stanton, 50 home runs, 130 RBIs.
Whew.
You heard it here first. 50 home runs, 135 RBIs. That's what I think.
Dude.
He's more than capable of doing that. He's going to have an MVP season this year. Given what we saw in the playoffs last year, don't even get me started.
Dude, preach.
Healthy. That's a huge if. 50 home runs. You heard it here.
Dude, you're making the Yankee haters cry. Because everyone says that Giancarlo's done. He's toast, a waste of money. Look at what he did in the playoffs. He single-handedly got the Yankees to Game 5 against the Rays.
Sick stuff. All right. So, we're going to head off to the 5th spot, which is Luke Voigt. So
All right.
They predict that he's going to have 34 home runs, 95 RBIs, and a batting average of 264. What do you think, Tom?
Dude, I think this is crazy, but I think he might hit more home runs than that. He led the league in home runs 2020. He looks like he's more in shape. He's more aggressive last year. He walked less, but he hit more. He obviously did more damage. I'm really excited to see what he can do. And he was healthier last year. He didn't have that injury he had in 19. So, big things from Big Luke.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm thinking he stretches 40 this year.
I think so, too.
40.
That's fair.
40 dingers. The RBIs, I think, given that, according to this, he's going to bat 5th, he's going to have less RBI opportunities, is what I'm thinking. He's not gonna have 95, but I'm thinking more like between 85 to 90. He's gonna have a little bit of a drop in terms of RBI.
That's fair.
Yeah. And now 6th, we have Gleyber Torres, 31 home runs, 93 RBIs with a batting average of 272. I'm thinking with that prediction right there, the home runs, I think he's gonna have 27, 28. I don't think he's going to reach 31, but that's around the ballpark. And RBIs, I'm going to go between, like I said with Boyd, 85 to 90 RBIs.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Every single hitter in this lineup, we're saying, like, tons of RBIs, like, almost 30-plus home runs. It's crazy how good this lineup is. They're so good. And I think put Gleyber Torres against the Orioles every single game. He hits 100 home runs.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we all know how Gleyber Torres does. He goes to Camden Yards, puts the work in.
Dingers.
Oh, it's so
That
much
announcer
fun.
over there. That announcer over there is just tired of saying home run.
Yeah, Gary Thorne. Oh, I
Yeah,
gotta love him.
Gary Thorne. He's actually not. So they're not gonna have an announcing team or anything this year.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's kind of
That's
whack.
nuts.
No
That's
Gary
weird.
Thorne. Yeah, he's gone.
Nothing.
Oof. But
Big loss.
yeah, moving along here, Gleyber Torres. I think he's gonna hit. I disagree with you. I actually think he's gonna have a big home run year. I just wonder how his defense is gonna hold up. I know we're just talking about hitting right now, but I think the defense is where the question marks lie. I think he's gonna be fine hitting wise. He's probably gonna hit like 35 home runs and hit for
Yeah.
like decentish batting average, probably like 250, 260.
Yeah.
Nothing
Solid.
crazy, but
Solid.
I think he's gonna
Yeah.
be
No. Yeah.
pretty darn
Yeah.
good.
Hopefully on the high end he's able to do that. So batting seventh is fan favorite Gary Sanchez. 26 home runs they predict with 67 RBIs and a batting average of 217. When I look at that, I'm like, this is amazing. This is great. I love it for Gary. I think, like we talked about in the previous episode, given the fact that he did have a little bit of a momentum joining Winter League and having a little bit more, hits and home runs and just getting his feet wet over there, it just really helped him. I think he's going 29 home runs, 75 RBIs, and a batting average of 225.
I think that's pretty legit. I think I take the over on the home runs. I think the batting average just about right. Home runs, I take the over. I think he's going to hit 30, 35. I think he's going to do just about as good as 19.
We'll see.
If he does that, that's pretty darn good. That's one of the best
Yes.
catchers in baseball.
Yes. Okay, so moving along, Clint Frazier, Red Thunder, eighth, batting eighth.
Ooh, he's my boy. I love Clint
That's
Frazier.
that's really interesting right there. So they predict 22 home runs, 70 RBIs, and a batting average of 249. What do you think, Tom?
That sounds just about right. I might take the over on the home runs. I think this guy's got 30 home run power in him. It depends on how much he plays, but
I saw a dinger. The dinger that he had. I'm sorry, the dinger that he had.
yeah, it's fine.
A couple of days ago in spring training. Nuts. That torque.
He's got that legendary bat speed that Brian Cashman talked about, dude. He's sick. Dude, I love him so much. I know Yankees fans think he's kind of a loser because of what he did with the media a few years ago, but all's forgiven with him. He can rake. He's improved his defense. He's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah.
I take the over on the home runs. I think he hits maybe 30, depending on how much playing time he gets.
Without a doubt. I go on the over on that one.
Heck
and
yeah.
Finally, we got my boy Gio Urshela batting ninth. That's crazy right there.
It is crazy.
Gio batting ninth. So they predict 19 home runs and 79 RBIs with a batting average of 276.
I take the over. You know why? Because those are light. Those are light because they think he still might be the old Gio Urshela, and also that he only did it for a year and a half now. So, I think he's a new player. I don't think he's going to go back to that old Gio Urshela. He's a new man.
No.
He has power. He found the power second half of 2019. In the first half, he got a little lucky. He was getting a lot of these bloop hits to fall his way, but then he started to hit home runs, and he hasn't looked back. 2020 had that same power. Dude, he's great. He's literally this guy I read. He used to be the head of River Avenue Blues, one of the best Yankee blogs ever, and he said that he's turned into Adrian Beltre, and I don't disagree with him. He's literally like an Adrian Beltre light.
Statement right there.
He's Adrian Beltre light, man. He really is.
I could see him.
It's insane.
Blooming. I can see him blooming into a player like that.
Yeah, dude.
We'll see. I'm thinking 23 to 25 home runs with about 70 to 75 RBIs.
It's gonna be tough
taking
for him.
the under in RBIs because when he bats ninth, that's gonna be tough. But yeah, that's our predictions for the 2021 lineup for the Yankees.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna be loaded.
We're gonna end the show with some AL East projected standings. So
oh boy.
Yankees 98 wins, then followed by the Rays with 87, Blue Jays also 87, the Sox 82 wins, and the Orioles 64. Let's start from the bottom and then work our way up. Orioles 64. There's really nothing you really can say.
No,
The O's
not
are
at all,
gonna be
man.
the O's. Their pitching is going to be garbage. That's all you got to say.
It's going to be better, though. They got some young guys coming up. They
Oh,
got
yeah, they're coming up.
Keegan Aiken was pitching last year, not bad. They got some decent arms. John Means, he's very underrated. I think he actually might be okay for them. But that's about it. I think they need a lot of work to do. You're right. There's not much that can be said other than that. Moving on.
Okay.
Their hitters can be okay too, but yeah, not much to say there.
And we have the Red Sox with 82 wins in fourth place. I feel like that's gonna be all right. You know, they added some players. JBJ is out. They have another year with Verdugo, so we'll see what happens with them.
I think their pitching is going to be a big part of it. Their pitching's really weak. I think Chris Sale coming back is going to be huge for them, but they aren't going to contend. 2022 might be their year, though. We'll see.
And third place, they have the Jays. I am still not confident that the Jays are going to be the high-powered team that they're projected to be. I'm thinking they're going to have they're going to be 81 and 81. That's what I think.
81 and 81. That's quite a hot take, man.
Yes.
So I think they're going to win 84 to 85 games. And the reason is that they do have an ace. Hyun-Jin Ryu is a very, very good pitcher. Even though he's injury prone, I think he's very, very good. Robbie Ray's looked a little bit better in the spring. They've got a couple things going for them. The offense obviously is much, much better. George Springer, Marcus Semien, and then obviously Teoscar Hernandez was much better. So
Exactly. So the Rays 87. I feel like they're going to have between 85 to 87. And then the Yankees at 98. I think they're going to go 100 this year. 100.
I think so. I think they're winning 100 games. Their offense is too good. It just comes down to the health of their rotation and their lineup. I think with the Rays, they could win like 90-ish games, but it feels like they've kind of not put their team together the best way that they've possibly could have. So we'll see what happens with the Rays.
That's our prediction, guys. We'll see you next time around in the podcast.
Yeah, dude. Had a blast. See you next time.
See you next time.